I did something drastic. Life is lifing right now for a lot of people, and in particular for me and for like my family and circles. And so I did something really drastic as far as just picking up and going to Mexico for a while. And I needed to do that to prioritize my own wellness and mental health. And as I'm here, I have just been processing like a lot of my feelings, a lot of my journey, and just needed time to kind of get away. I needed time to refresh. And it just got me thinking about the strong friends and the leaders. As a leader and as a strong friend or a person that a lot of people look to or depend on, you find yourself noticing that people are always going through something. At least I know for me, because of the work that I do, and because of what some would say anointing, others would say purpose, others would say like life call or whatever you want to call it. I know the type of people that I come across in my life, and oftentimes I experience people are going through a lot. People are hurting. People are just really, really trying to figure out life, and life is just doing what she does, and she's lifing. And so as a leader, it's really easy to dive into everybody else's world and kind of get consumed in the external things, and I guess just kind of misplace or lose focus on your own world, your own internal space, and kind of prioritize yourself less in the name of like helping other people. And that's a very dangerous place to live for an extended amount of time, because as leaders, we are still people first. We're still humans first. As the strong friend, you're not exempt from going through things. You're not exempt from your feelings. You're not exempt from life's for you too. And I often find that the strong friends are the ones that are like there for everyone else. But when they are in need, it's very hard for them to have people in their corner. And I think it's sometimes because, right, like people just don't think that they go through stuff, but also people aren't thinking about them in that way because they're so used to seeing them in a strong posture. They're so used to when they ask how you're doing, they're like, I'm good. Or, they're so used to them being in a strong posture that even when they are going through, they just say, I know you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You always are, right? And the truth is that a lot of leaders are not okay. A lot of the strong friends are not okay right now. And I want to speak to you guys today as a representative of that community. You can take it or leave it, but I want to speak to you guys on that today because, man, at the end of the day, you guys have to prioritize your wellness journey for yourself. The world cannot heal. You cannot have this responsibility to try to heal the world, change the world, fix the world, or the people around you, your family, if you are not well. And I just want to say, don't feel bad for taking time for yourself. Don't feel bad for saying no. Don't feel bad for getting away and doing whatever it takes to prioritize your peace. I know that in the space that I am in, it is very easy to lose sight of that. It's very easy to allow people to just continue to let me run, and for people to take. And a lot of times when we are the ones that are constantly giving, we're training people to take, and we don't train ourselves to reserve. And so my trip to Mexico was really from my partner's standpoint of needing to go, but I didn't realize how much I actually needed this as well. Just needed time to rest and to sleep. Sometimes we're going, and we promote this grind culture as if this grind culture, not sleeping, not eating, working until, you pass out, it's like glorified. And really, that's a slave mentality. And I realized that I don't want to be a slave, not even to my gifts or my purpose. And it's very easy as a rapper, as an entertainer, as a content creator to become a slave to an algorithm, to become a slave to the system of like having to constantly produce to keep up. And so this was a way of resisting that system and saying, I'm not a slave. I deserve rest. Rest is my birthright. And it's not something that has to be earned. And just dealing with like, because there's some like guilt around that a little bit almost. And it's almost as if like, and I've been having to work through that, right? Like feeling bad for resting. Like, who feels bad for resting? I feel like a lot of us do. But where do we get that from? Like, where do we get that from when we feel bad or we feel anxious when we're resting? And I think it's, for me, has been because like we have been so overly stimulated. Like, I know I have been in a cycle of just being overly stimulated that my nervous system just kind of goes, right? And when I'm stopping, it's almost as if I've trained myself to be in a space of constantly going as a comfort zone or as a base, right? And then when I stop going and I start to give myself rest or just just looking at the things that I've done and just taking moments of reflection, it is very difficult sometimes to sit in that. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all because I have worked myself to the bone in a lot of ways. And so, yeah, it has just been a journey, but I'm grateful because I know I speak to you guys often about self-care, prioritizing yourself and things like that. And this was my opportunity to do that for myself. And I have been learning how to create energetic boundaries around me, and understanding that your experience and another person's experience can exist at the same time. You do not have to minimize your pain or your experience to make room for someone else's. And I decided that I was no longer going to stop what I was feeling or doing in order to tend to someone else's. But I was going to figure out a way to talk about other people's pain, but then also myself. And I more so mean that for those who are the strong friend, right? Like, y'all got friends around you who love you dearly and want to support you, but maybe they're just so used to going to you that you don't tend to go to them just because you've always been the one that they go to. And I just want to encourage you to make room for people to love on you in this time. That's what I've been doing. I've just had a really great circle of friends, and sometimes you can't get mad at people for not knowing, right? Like, because sometimes there's that temptation to get mad as the strong friend or the leader, to get mad at people about like, you don't know what I'm going through, and like, you can't even imagine, right? And it's like, well, they don't know because you haven't talked to them or you haven't told them, right? And so I felt that temptation a little bit to get mad. But then I realized, like, wait, E, when was the last time you actually reached out to a friend and said, hey, I'm not doing well, right? Like, and so while I was here in Mexico, I exercised that. Like, everything that I'm telling y'all about self-care and prioritizing your wellness and things, this is not me coming from a coach expert space. This is coming from a space of, nah, I'm really like doing this as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really in the trenches with you guys. I'm really like figuring all of this stuff out just like you are. And so it's just been a beautiful thing to kind of experience right now, because I'm realizing like where I'm challenged at as well, like, and just needing to reach out to people and needing to, hold on guys, let me fix my thing because the sun is moving. So all right, and I'm not gonna cut this, I'm just gonna leave this in here because this is the natural part of things, and I'm in Mexico and the sun continues to keep moving. So that's where we are. Uh-oh, let me see. Let me open this up. Do. Awesome. All right, so all of my videography people, you know, I'm not an expert at this, so just bear with me, okay? Y'all probably know exactly what I need to do, and I'm gonna just do this right now because yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I was just kind of in this, like, I don't know, space of being tempted to feel angry and just realizing like, yo, I have not been talking to the people that I know are really here to love on me and to support me. And sometimes you don't always need the advice. Sometimes you just need people to lean in and to listen and to ask, how can you be supported in this time, right? And like, I would say this for y'all strong people out there, don't don't have the expectation for people to figure it out, right? Like, it's okay to not know what you need, but don't get mad at other people because they also don't know what you need. I have been realizing, like, when people ask me that question and I just say, I don't know, I just need you here. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes just being present in itself, that's enough. And here's the other thing, like, a lot of people won't understand everything that you're going through, but you don't have to have people to fully understand you to be able to stand in the gap and to support you. I just want to break that myth. Like, love can look different in different ways. And so people can love you in the capacities that they have. And I had to be reminded that you can't expect people to have the same approach or capacity as you, but it doesn't mean that they don't care or that they're not able to be there and care for you. And I think sometimes as a strong person or strong leader, we don't want to be let down. You know what I mean? We don't want to like open up this floodgate or whatever. And there's a few reasons. We don't want to open up the floodgate because we don't want people to see or like to be disappointed when they realize we're humans too. But we also don't want to be let down if they're not able to handle us in the way that we need to be handled, which is why I understand that discernment and understanding the people that you have around you is really key for the wellness journey of a leader or a strong friend. And I have a group of people that have different types of capacities. I have people who they're just sensitive to me, so they tend to know when I'm going through things. I have people who, they are really loving and really like just affectionate, and so they'll just hug me, and then from there, you know what I mean, I can just unfold in their arms, right? And sometimes I don't even have to say anything or explain anything, and it took a while to find those people. Because I definitely did not understand how to vet people and choosing people back in return when I was thinking about who was going to be in my circle to really help like support me and to really help like love me through some hardships, but then also the people who can celebrate with me, right? Because also leaders tend to lack that group of people who can just celebrate the highs with you and celebrate the wins with you. Navigating life as a strong friend or a leader can be very, very lonely. And I just want to break the stigma of feeling like the strong people always have to carry the burdens and there's no room for their feelings at the table. You make so much space for everybody else, but the table is yours. The table is yours. People are coming to your table, eating from your table, making room to put themselves at your table. But don't forget that the table is yours, that you have room you have to make room for yourself at this table. You have to make room for yourself at this table, or else you are not going to make it. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to anybody who this resonates with, because a lot of us are trying to be superheroes and wear these capes that God never asked us to put on in the first place. And so I'm preaching to myself, but I'm also exercising this. So I felt like, let me just go ahead and come on here and do these. Like, y'all know I've been doing these intimate conversation videos. So I was just like, let me just come on here and do this video and really just be honest and be vulnerable. For those of you guys who life seems like it just be lifing all the time, I would encourage you to surround yourself with new energy. Look at the energy that's in your life that is stale, that is stagnant, that is negative, and surround yourself or find and tap into more positive energy, more abundant energy. A lot of that starts with your framework of thinking, how you think about things, how you look at situations. And then other parts of that comes from your environment, the people that you're around, the physical environments that you're in. And so I had to step out of my environment. I left the States for a little bit, and I just came here, and I came here to rest. I slept more than I feel like I have slept in maybe the last 6 months, maybe even more, if I'm honest, maybe even longer. But I have slept, and I've done nothing. I've done nothing but slept and sat here, and I've cried at times, and I have just like I feel like purged through a lot of feelings, and a lot of revelation has come. A lot of things in this time is being exposed to people. Relationships are being exposed, and for those of you guys who are the strong friends and the leaders, understand your heart posture and understand that you have tender hearts. And there's this expression that's been going around lately, and I really enjoy it. I don't know who started it, but they said that hearts need strong boundaries. And for those who are the givers, those who are the lovers, those who are the I want to help the world. I'm the empath that feels everything. Be sure to set boundaries, because being an empath, sometimes we use that as an excuse because we are people pleasers and things like that. And so setting the boundaries that are necessary in order for us to be well, to prioritize our wellness, is so essential. Sometimes it looks like not answering those phone calls, not responding to those text messages, or oftentimes just being clear about how something made you feel. Like lately, I have been exercising that, and it has been so refreshing for me to tell people how something has made me feel. And it has just been life-giving, because sometimes we hold things in and we rationalize. Like when you understand people and you understand humanity and you understand that people are like low vibrations, people operate in low vibrations, it's very easy to kind of like rationalize or like dismiss what somebody has done, because it's just kind of like, yeah, they're just not an evolved person. But in that process, you also dismiss your feelings, and you also dismiss like your experience. And so I have been working hard to just communicate and say how things made me feel, and exercising boundaries with people, with places, with work. Because I work a lot, and partly because I'm just very ambitious. I got some Capricorn in my chart, so I do have a lot of ambition. But then also, I just love what I do. I love what I do, but I refuse to allow what I love to enslave me to a life of like work and what is it, like disrupting my self-care, my wellness rhythm. And so I'm out here in Mexico, guys. I'm resting. I'm being well. I'm learning to grow and to expand in this next season. I truly believe that what we are doing with the healing experience is going to be life-changing for so many of us. The healing experience, if you don't know, is a safe community that we have built, where we put on events such as wellness workshops, different panel discussions, as well as retreats. And we bring in therapists, we bring in wellness experts, holistic healers, the whole nine, to come in and pour into you guys. And it's just been a beautiful thing to see the people that are coming together to build this. And it's just making me super excited. If you want to join us on a retreat, hit the description below. If you want to come to our events that we're having, also hit the description below. Depending on when you see this, we will likely still be having some other things going on. So just hit the links in the description, and tap into community. Tap in, my strong friends, tap into community. You cannot do life by yourself. You are not designed to do life by yourself. People are a mirror to your healing journey. That's what they do. They will reflect you back to yourself. They will allow you the space to exercise the things that you have been working on in private. It gives you a intimate space to be able to exercise the healing things that you have been working on with yourself, with someone else. So join the community down below. We also will be launching an app for the healing experience. If it's not in the description by now, wait till the next video, or you can click this link above and we'll make sure that you can get it. I love you guys, and until next time, y'all make sure y'all taking care of yourselves.